Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has reportedly ordered the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps onto its highest state of alert as nationwide protests entered their 14th day. Senior Iranian officials told The Telegraph the level of readiness now exceeds that seen during last year's conflict with Israel. According to officials, Khamenei has placed his trust squarely in the IRGC, known as the Sepah, rather than the regular army or police. They say he believes the risk of defections within the guards is almost non-existent, unlike other security forces that have fractured during past unrest. One official described the moment bluntly: Khamenei has placed his fate in the hands of the IRGC. The guards are not just a military force, they are deeply embedded in Iran's economy, intelligence apparatus, and political system, making them the regime's most loyal pillar. Iranian officials also confirmed that underground missile cities have been activated. These fortified weapons complexes are designed to deter or respond to foreign threats, signaling that Tehran is preparing for both internal instability and external escalation at the same time. Officials dismissed reports that Khamenei might flee Iran if the situation worsens. One senior source said the supreme leader would not leave Tehran even if B-52s were flying overhead, underscoring the message that retreat is not being considered. A day earlier, Khamenei addressed the nation in a rare and unusually personal speech. He accused U.S. President Donald Trump of arrogance and bloodshed, claiming his hands were stained with the blood of more than 1,000 Iranians. He warned that history shows rulers are often overthrown at the height of their power. Khamenei also turned his fire inward, accusing protesters of destroying their own cities to please the president of another country. He framed the unrest as foreign-driven chaos, alleging that vandals were acting in service of U.S. interests, not Iran's people.
Last night in Tehran and a few other places, people came and did damage to their own buildings, ruining their own streets, in order to make the president of another country happy. Because he said that he would come to their aid, he should pay attention to the state of his own country instead. His hands are stained with the blood of more than 1,000 Iranians who were killed in the 12-day war, Israel-Iran conflict in 2025. His hand is stained with the blood of Iranians. Then he says, "I'm a supporter of the Iranian people." And people who are not thinking and have no sense listen to him and believe him, setting fire to bins, to please him.
Open defiance on Iran's streets, from rooftops and alleyways, from homes and highways. Death to dictator chants shake the night as thousands pour out, daring the regime to respond. This is no longer isolated anger. This is nationwide revolt. The U.S. has issued an ultimatum, with President Donald Trump saying Iran's government is officially on notice.
Are you following the protesting that is taking place all over the country of Iran now?
Yeah, I'm following it very closely.
And have you read that the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has a plan B to go to Russia?
Or someplace, yeah. He's looking to go someplace.
Do you believe that Iran, you think the country is on the verge of collapsing?
Well, it could be. I mean, what they've done is in the past, they've started shooting the hell out of people, and all of a sudden people without any weapons whatsoever are standing there and you have machine guns gunning them down, or they take them to prisons and then hang them and kill them. So they played rough, and I said, if they do that, we're going to hit them very hard. We're going to hit them hard. We're ready to do it. If they do that, we're going to hit them hard.
Trump says the protests unfolding across Iran are unlike anything seen before, and warns Tehran against firing on unarmed civilians. Behind the scenes, the U.S. military is watching closely. CENTCOM is monitoring the growing unrest in Tehran and tracking how the regime responds, including during Friday prayers across the country. U.S. officials say F-15E fighter jets are deployed in the region as part of a routine rotation, stressing there is no major troop buildup, but the warning signs are unmistakable. Washington is also speaking directly to the Iranian people. The U.S. State Department posts a rare Persian-language message praising Iranians for standing up for their rights and declaring solidarity with those filling the streets. Support is growing inside the U.S. Congress. Lawmakers say Iranians are entitled to the same freedoms as any people, and that America stands with those demanding a democratic future. From exile, a familiar voice is rallying the nation. Exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi praises the massive turnout and urges more Iranians to rise. On Thursday, a government building in eastern Tehran was set ablaze as protesters cheered. Iranian state television itself broadcasted images of street fires, unable to hide the scale of the unrest. Large crowds marched through the capital, shouting slogans once punishable by death, including chants praising the former Shah. Then, blackout hit. Internet and phone lines are cut nationwide, a move rights groups warn often signals a coming crackdown. Markets shut down, bazaars close. Human rights groups say at least 41 people have been killed and more than 2,270 detained. Yet the protests continue, leaderless, defiant, and spreading.
A call by Iran's exiled crown prince has seen thousands enter the streets of Iran's capital to protest against the government. The call by Reza Pahlavi had been kind of a question mark, especially as days of protests have been escalating in Iran over the country's ailing economy. Those protests had taken on an anti-government view over the last several days as they've intensified. Now, Reza Pahlavi had called for demonstrators to shout from their homes or to go out on the streets to show their support for a change of government there. And what witnesses in Tehran saw were thousands of people on the street, as well as people chanting, "Death to the Islamic Republic, death to the dictator," and other chants in support of the Shah. Now, it remains unclear just how much support Pahlavi actually has. There's a lot of demonstrators who are very young and don't remember what life was like under the Shah prior to the 1979 Islamic Revolution. And also, it remains unclear just how much support he'll have because of the support he's received and the support he's given to Israel, which launched a 12-day war against Iran in June that killed over 1,000 Iranians. So as of right now, there's still a lot of question marks, but one thing is for certain, these demonstrations in Iran seem to be gathering strength. And while the Iranian government is apparently starting to disrupt the internet there, they haven't cracked down all the way on these demonstrations, allowing them to continue. But after these demonstrations tonight, it's unclear just how they'll respond, particularly as Pahlavi has called for another set of demonstrations tomorrow night.
The world is responding. France urges restraint. Sweden says it hears the voices of Iranians rising against oppression and backs their struggle for freedom. Belgium calls the protesters courageous, warning that silencing them with violence is unacceptable. As chants echo through the night, and flames burn in the streets. Iran's leadership now faces its greatest test in years. The people are rising. The world is watching, and the next move may decide Iran's future.